Hi, this is Dundee from Booredatwork.com, and today we'll be doing a hardware and software look at the Samsung Transform, which is a Android-powered device on the Sprint network from Samsung. It's very akin to the Galaxy S series, but it's slightly different. So let's take a look at the hardware. Once you open up the box, the first thing you get, of course, is your Transform, which is a 3.3-inch device, but we'll just put that aside for now. Look at what else is here in the packaging. Check that out. You do have your instruction manual, guides, all that fun stuff. You do have your wall charger, which connects via USB. You do have your USB to mini USB connector, your micro SD card adapter, your battery, and that's pretty much it for all the contents of the device. So let's just set this aside and take a look at the Transform itself. Now, as I said earlier, the Transform does come with a 3-inch screen, captive touchscreen. Has 4 touch-sensitive buttons at the bottom, which is very typical Android. Of course, you have your menu, home, back, and your search button. It does have a front-facing camera. The LED sensors in front, of course. Your mic, it's at the bottom. On the left-hand side of the phone, you do have your volume rockers. On the right-hand side, you do have a camera button, and you have your power button also. And at the back of the device, you have your camera and your flash. Top is the mini USB bay and your 3.5mm jack. It does have a slide-out full QWERTY keyboard, which is a 4-row keyboard. Sort of similar to the Intercept keyboard, but we'll take a better look at that and see how that is. The battery for the Transform that we have here, this is taking a good look at the battery and look at the battery capacity. It's a 1500 mAh battery. So that is just a quick hardware look. We're going to charge the device, power it up, use it for a little bit, and start the review. So now we have our Samsung Transform powered on, and a few things I had skipped earlier or missed earlier is it does come with 2 GB installed with a micro SD card. It's actually embedded in the battery bay. 3-inch touchscreen, of course, a front-facing camera. Now let's take a look at the Transform itself. Now, you slide it open. The first thing actually you notice when you actually get the Transform is when you power on the phone, and usually with most Android devices, you get to sign on to your Google account or create one. You don't actually do that with Transform. You actually try and set up your Sprint ID. Now, Sprint ID is Sprint's way of giving customers a customized version of phone where you can have different themes and different home setups. So, for instance, I have this is just a basic home theme, from Sprint, but you can set up different ones. So if you want to do that on your launch menu, which you have to call, of course, your Android tray, you have the D, which is for the Sprint ID to choose your ID. I set up the Wear Pack initially, and I can go into and get a new one. So I click on that, and actually this is what you see when you actually power on the phone. So you don't actually go in to sign into your Google account. The first time you have an opportunity to do that is when you're either setting up your email or you're trying to use the marketplace. So that's the first time you get into going into Google account. Now you can download different packs. You can do Yahoo Entertainment, and I will hit Yahoo first and see what's it's all about. So this is developer pack that gives you all your favorite Yahoo services. Altogether, there's some screenshots of that I can click to install. Terms and conditions, agree, and continue downloading. So while it's downloading, I can head back out and go into the main phone. Now, one thing you notice, this is running Android 2.1. Let's just go into the settings and check that out. About phone, system settings, firmware 2.1. You can see that quite clearly. This is running 2.1. Memory size, like I said, is 2 GB. So we just quickly check that in SD card and phone storage. So 1.84 gigs available. Internal memory is 193. Overall, it's a basic Android phone, but what you actually will notice with this is that it lacks a lot of what you get from the Galaxy series. So first of all, the speed of the phone, especially just moving through from screen to screen, you can be the judge yourself, is not as crisp as what you would get. And also it's actually quite interesting. This is a 2.1 device, and it actually has some of those speed deficiencies. Basically, your apps are still the same. The only custom apps you have here are the Sprint ID and the Sprint Zone, of course, which is typical with most Sprint devices. Now, the ID itself is kind of nice, and it's interesting. Let's just show you how the Wear ID looks like. Well, as you can see on the top here, Yahoo is still downloading. So I'm going to click to select that Wear pack, and what this does is actually gives you, as you have a Wear app which you can actually download, this gives you a whole Wear themed application. So you can set locations on your home screen. You can also search for places. So this actually takes you to search by either location, wireless network, or, so this is not actually a Google search, but this is actually through the Wear application itself. You can still go into your app tree and bring out applications and throw it on your desktop and things like that. But other than that, this is pretty much what the Transform is. I guess the whole idea of Transform is a device that can change your different needs. Overall, it's like I said, it's a basic entry Android device. Excuse me, just put this here for a second. It's a basic entry Android device. The keyboard is actually okay. It's quite usable. Like I said, similar to the Intercept, but actually I prefer this better to the Intercept keyboard. It works pretty well, functions well, so not a lot of issues with that. Can go into the camera quickly before we finish the review. The 3 megapixel camera actually isn't bad. Even those 3 megapixels, it sounds like it might not be the best of the cameras, but I can show you a picture off here, and the pictures will be attached on the website with the review. And camera takes good pictures in daylight as well as at night with flash. So that's a photo at night with flash. But overall, the Transform is it's one of those devices that if you really want an Android device, there are other things that you can pick up. Transform is you could say it's a thoughtful start by Sprint for trying to get something that you can the users or a customer can mold to what they actually want. Problems you face with the device is that the Sprint ID software actually slowed down Android 2.1 on the device. So if this was running stock Android, it should be much faster. It feels a little sluggish. The overall build is fine. It's a little plasticky, but as a device, it's still still quite nice to look at. It's you can see your fingerprints, of course, off this just because of the design flow. But overall, it's a decent device. It does have a front-facing camera, so eventually you can use applications like Skype to make video calling on here. But like I said, the Sprint ID has taken away from the general usability you get from an Android device, especially one packing 2.1 and up. So if you're looking for something on the Sprint network and Android device, there are many options to pick from, and I guess this also will probably fall in the lower price range, so that might fit into your budgetary concerns. But that is the Sprint, the Samsung Transform from Sprint. If you guys have any questions or comments, let us know. You can subscribe to our YouTube page, Facebook, Twitter, and also hit us up on the website at Booredatwork.com. There'll be pictures up there, so you guys can check that out. So this is Thundi from Booredatwork saying thank you, and always enjoy your entertainment.